Hey, welcome to Project Hardway. This here's Big Blue, my OBS Ford, and it needs a new ignition switch. So I'm going to show you how to change that real quick and easy. And then, of course, to make things a little more complicated, I'm also going to change out the lock cylinders and the doors because I only want one key. So let's get into it. And of course, the reason that I'm changing mine is because that without the key in there, well, this part that you like to put your finger on here just spins round and round without turning the ignition. Now, it'll still work if you get it lined up right and stick the key in there, and you can turn the ignition with the key and start the truck. That's just fine, but over time, that's going to bend and twist that key and run the risk of it breaking off in there. I'd much rather just hit this. So this is our new ignition lock switch assembly. You'll see it's got a pin here. When inside the vehicle, that pin is what holds this in place. So we've got to get in there and get that pin pressed in so that we can take the old assembly out, put the new one in. So let's get in there and I'll show you what we got to do to get to that. So on the bottom of our steering column, we've got a small cover. And there's several holes in it, but this hole right here is where you can get in there and push that pin in. But you're also doing that blind, and if you're not a certified Ford technician that's been doing this for years, you may have a little bit of trouble. So the easiest thing to do, take a few screws out, take this panel off so we can get our eyeballs in there and see a little better. Also note that on this steering column cover, there is a fourth screw right here that goes that direction. And to get to that, you probably got to take this lower driver panel off. Somebody's already done that and left it out on mine, so good on them. I don't have to do that. Leave yours out too. And now with the column cover dangling out of the way, we can get in here. We can see there's a hole right here, and that's where that pin's at. In order for that pin to go in, we got to roll the ignition forward. Now we press that in with a screwdriver. Boom. That whole thing just came right out of there. If you roll it all the way forward up against the, start position, it may not want to go in, so just jiggle it back a bit. You see, that's in there now. Okay, so here's our new assembly, and there's that pin up, like I said. So what we'll do is we'll roll this around as if it were in the on position like our other one is, and push that pin in. Now we just hold it in this position here and slide this back in the truck. So with that thing in there now, just a little bit more. There we go. Make sure it's all the way in there. Pin lines up, and I should be able to roll that thing back out. And there we go. All right, well, if you just needed to change your ignition switch, there you go. That was unbelievably easy, especially compared to some of the old GM stuff. Now, if you're an idiot like me and you want to go all in and do the door locks too, well, it's time to get into that. Well, now the first thing I got to do is remove the door trim panel, which is easy enough in itself. There's a few screws here and there. There's one in the handle, one with the door lock, a couple down here in the bottom. The hardest part of this is not destroying my door trim panel, at least any more than it already is, because 34-year-old Ford. Saw one of these door trim panels, just one of these door trim panels in the blue color like mine is on eBay earlier for $150. And all the spots where you put the push pins and stuff in it were all busted and broken. $150. I hope that guy never sells that. That is insane. This truck is an XLT. So it's got power windows and power door locks, which is, cool. So the lock cylinder is retained by this little clip here. So I'm going to pry that off a bit. Get out of there, you. There we go. Now I can pull that cylinder through the outside carefully get it and the lock rod to come out of the hole here. And then I've just got to get it to come loose from that clip there, which I can just raise it up out of there. Now that's inside the door. So if you can manage to do that without the rod falling back off in the door like mine did, then you don't have to take your door trim panel off to begin with. If you're good enough, you can get it done without that. For me, I got that door trim panel off. That way I can grab that lock rod, get it up here where I need it to be so that I can attach it to the new tumbler. Right. Yep. And come on. Hey, there it goes. Make sure my new seal's all lined up. Put my retainer clip back in. Come on, little buddy. Here we go. Now, test her out. It is attached. And with the door trim panel off, I can get in there and make sure that that clip is really, really well secure. One key to rule it all. Now I'll just put that door trim panel back on. I can go over to the other side and do the same thing. Well, there we go. Simple enough. No more busted ignition switch, and I've got one key that does everything. Well, except for the glove box, but the tumbler on that was missing anyway, so no love lost on that front. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.